Hey up guys, Restock Really here and welcome to episode 2 of the Highlight Reeler. Joining me today is someone who is very familiar with content, streetwear and sneakers. If you'd like to introduce yourself please, go ahead.
So hey guys, I'm Ryan. You may know me as Espo Crespo on all social media except TikTok now because my TikTok's been hacked.
Really?
So it's in progress of getting that back. But
Oh dear me.
but yeah, really happy to be on. Thanks for inviting me on. So yeah, a bit about me is I've been creating content around fashion, streetwear, sneakers for about 10 years.
Really?
Makes me feel old.
No way.
How'd
How'd you get into that then actually?
How did I get into it? Probably I had like my own personal Instagram, but at the time, like I say, probably eight, 9 years ago, I didn't really feel like comfortable posting like content, fit pics and stuff. So I created Bloc Devoir, which was initially like my page where I put fit pics. And
Of yourself or?
Of myself,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
And then I started using that as a blog and reposting people and stuff. And then I got a bit more confident and was just like, I'll just do it on my personal. And then I've always been into buying clothes, shoes. It's a problem. Yeah, it just basically just displaying what I like and, you know, meeting people and speaking to people with similar interests. And I think that's what Instagram's a really good place for.
Yeah, and you mentioned your blog as well. I think maybe 2 years ago was it that you had me on?
Which has gone fast.
Yeah, which has gone really fast. So luckily I didn't have to travel too much for this episode today because he lives about 15 minutes away. And there is some previous rapport with Bloc Devoir and you had me on the podcast. That's really good. And are you still going on with that?
Still going on, yeah. I've done about 6 or 7 episodes this year.
Really?
So just trying to find the time to get more out. But I know there's a few people that I owe replies to. So if they catch me on this, like I'm owing some people some replies to get some dates locked in.
When you're looking to get someone on a show, what are you looking for in them? Like a perfect candidate kind of thing? Someone you'd love to have on your show?
I think I've always thought with the podcast, from my perspective, is giving people an opportunity, like smaller creators, smaller businesses, you know, people starting up who don't necessarily have an opportunity. So really keen to see, you know, different people's stories from, like, you know, I've interviewed people from America, from Scotland, from Australia, that everyone's got like a slightly different take on what they think is streetwear, what they think is fashion, what they want to create from a brand, what they like. And I think it's just giving people an opportunity and speaking to people that are passionate about it.
No, that's really good. That's really good. And even the podcast that we had together, I think you showed that good questions and I had a really good opportunity, really good time on there as well. But we'll get straight into sneakers now. So I've asked you where it all started. You said 10 years ago and you'll briefly mention, you know, you're into sneakers and streetwear equally. So I want to ask, what is the most sentimental sneaker in your collection? Now, if you've got it here, perfect.
Yeah.
It's a hard one. I mean, I know I'm asking, like, but what sneaker do you own within your big collection that you think just means the most to you?
You know what? It's quite a recent one, actually.
Really? Let's have a look.
So I'd say it's these. So these are the...
Right, you got to unbox it to the camera and sell it to them.
So these are the Liverpool Air Max.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm a big Liverpool fan.
Okay.
Always have been. So when I saw these come out...
I'll take that one.
You want to grab that one?
Yeah, you can put it on.
I thought... I know the Nike deal is ending. I think it's in August. And then when
With Liverpool?
Yeah, and then we switched to Adidas. So when I saw these were dropping, I knew I had to pick them up. So from a sentimental perspective, I guess it's just from always being a Liverpool fan and always being a fan of Nike shoes and trainers, to see this collab, I thought, that's a bit of me. And probably a pair I won't ever wear, partly because they're a half size too small, because that was the only thing left.
Okay, I love the insole. It says, "You'll never walk alone." I don't know if you'll catch that in the camera. That's a really cool touch on the insole. But yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, yeah, you're right. You might never get another Nike Liverpool sneaker again. based on the partnership moving.
Yeah,
And
that was my thought with picking them up. That I was like, even though they're a half size too small, because that was the only size in stock, I was
yeah,
like, it's the end of the partnership. They might never go back to Nike. Like,
yeah, you're
so
right. You're right. What year did these release then? Last year.
this year,
Oh, this year was it?
yeah.
Is that the big bubble they've used as well, or is it the normal? Because I can see the seam, but I can't. It's always hard to tell until you get the big bubble next to it.
I'm not sure. You know, I'm not
Because
sure.
they've included the seam, which they don't normally do. So I'm thinking maybe this is the big bubble one, but again, I could be wrong. But I mean, have you been to many Liverpool games? Did you go?
I've been to 4 this year.
Okay,
but,
so you go regular then.
well, try. It's whenever you can get tickets off friends, because I'm not paying resale.
Yeah.
Well, don't pay resale for shoes, and I don't pay resale for football
There you go.
tickets.
That's a man that sticks to his morals, not paying resale in any scenario. But yeah, these are lovely. I think, especially because you're a Liverpool fan as well, this must hold a real sentimental value to you. And just as a shoe anyway, I think they've done well with the material quality. I think it's a great looking shoe, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's a good shoe.
Well, these are 95s. And I think it's been already a big year for 95s.
It's been a crazy year for 95s, to be fair. I've been really impressed with how they've been pushing with the Cortez and the Mandarins, and you've got these, and I'm probably missing a few off the top of my head. But...
And the Levi's.
Oh yeah, the Levi's. So, what's your opinions on them actually?
My opinion on them is, I really want to. I've entered every raffle I possibly could.
Have you? Okay.
What do you think? Fan?
No.
Not a fan?
I think they're nice. I don't know if I could wear them because I just don't know if I can wear denim shoes. It's just I'm a bit picky when it comes to wearing shoes, and I don't really wear jeans ever either because I feel like they could look really cool with jeans.
I mean, I've got pairs of jeans up there, but I hate wearing jeans.
Same.
I just don't feel comfy in jeans.
Yeah, they're a bit restrictive. Sometimes they're a bit tight. They're a bit awkward for me. I'm always trackies. Shorts seem to do the trick for you as well.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say you got the blue, the white, and the black. Which pair would you love to pick up if you could?
I think that off-white creamy one. I think that's a bit of me. I do like them, and I think you could wear them with like baggy cargos. You could wear them with jeans.
Yeah,
shorts,
definitely with cargos.
The problem I have with shoes like that, and I've got a few New Balance that are kind of similar colourway, is that you can probably wear them for about 2 months a year here, because like if you had cream denim 95s and 8 months of the year here, it's absolutely...
Yeah, I wonder how well they'd hold up with the cleaning and the stains and whatever.
Not a chance.
What's denim like when it comes to cleaning? Like, I mean, I own jeans, seem okay, but obviously shoes is a different story. And I don't know what kind of denim they're going to use and how tight it's going to be.
What the quality is going to be.
Yeah. So you're right. I mean, cream anything in this country, it's a risky game.
It's a risky
play.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, that's a good answer, mate. You like them. And where have you, like, how many raffle sites have you entered altogether?
SVD, I've got about 10 accounts on end, different addresses, different posts.
How's your luck with end?
Hit and miss.
I've got, I think, 1 win in 6 years with end, so that's not good for me.
But better than sneakers, I'd say.
Really?
I'd say better than sneakers. Your looks pretty good with sneakers, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, progressively each year it seems to bless me a little bit more and more each time. So yeah, I don't know why, I don't know how, but sneakers, I don't mind it. It's not the best. Probably people that have like a connection or a relationship with Offspring seem to be the ones I can pick up more fluidly, I guess. But yeah, sneakers isn't too bad. And Flat Spot aren't too bad either for me with like SB and Dunks and whatever collabs they have out. But yeah, if I can pick up the Levi's, I will. But I just won't keep them as all. I think, what size are you?
10.
Well, I'll enter for a 10. And if I wear them, make some content, I'll give them to you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That could work out quite well.
I've got like a hit list on my phone that'll be like 7:45, because they drop at 8, don't they?
Yeah.
So it'll be like 7:45. I'll be sending the text like, "Can you enter for me? Can you enter for me? Can you enter for me?" So
no, that's what you have to do,
crossed.
man. That's the kind of game we play now. I mean, you just never confirmed, are you? Never comfortable.
Well, I think, the only thing is that, do you think it's got easier recently?
I think it's got easier for the easy sneakers, but something like this, which is going to be pretty coveted, pretty limited, and like people are going to want to wear it, I don't know if it's going to help much.
To be fair, like I was just trying to think in my head. Then I was like, there was a raffle where I was like recently where I was like, I thought I'd be able to get them, and it was the Big Bubble 95s.
The neons?
Yeah. No, the orange pair.
Oh, the Mandarin.
The Mandarin
yeah,
pair.
yeah.
And I thought they were going to be popular, but
Not that
popular.
Mm.
And like they even had some pairs in JD and Festival Park, which
Yeah.
I was like surprised about. One of my mates works there, and I went in. I was like, "Oh, did you get some in?" He was like, "Yeah, we had pairs." And I was like,
No way. But you still weren't able to grab. Was it your size that was the problem? You think?
"Yeah, size, yeah,
Because after like a UK 9, I'd say it gets quite limited on it.
yeah." But that's probably the one where I've really tried to get them, and then just like hit nowhere.
No way. And for the record, guys, Stoke-on-Trent, it's a small town, village. We can call it a city if you want. We don't even have a Foot Locker here. So when it comes to winning and picking up shoes and wherever, in person especially, we got to put the extra work in. We used to have a size store in our city centre like 8 years ago, maybe. Tiny little store. So there was something.
They got. I remember that the Sean Witherspoons dropped there.
Yeah, they did.
And I was going to camp, and I remember the night. It was absolutely peeing it down. So I was like, I'm not going to camp. And 3 of my mates worked there, so I messaged him. I was like, you know, what are the chances? And it was like, this was like 10 o'clock the night before, and there was already like 6 or 7 people camping already. And they said they got less than 10 pairs.
Ooh, okay.
So, you know,
well, I mean, staff might keep some, and then the 7 others. And well, is that all they got? 10 allocation.
10, yeah.
To be fair, that's not a bad number. Better than nothing. But unfortunately, we don't have a size anymore either. So they closed down a long time ago. No Foot Locker. So when we talk about easily accessible shoes, like we thought, like Mandarins and stuff, it's just that bit trickier for us.
Yeah,
we got to rely on online a lot more, and obviously all of England doesn't have the same luxury that London does with like in-store releases like with End and Offspring. And well, if we're talking streetwear, we've got Supreme and Palace. And
well, you mentioned about location. As I looked on the raffles for Offspring today for the Levi's, and they're only dropping
King's Cross and Selfridges, London. Which,
and like, I always think like when we say mainly to like people that I'm friends with in America, when you're like, oh, I can't really go London for stuff, and it's like it's 2 or 3 hours away. They're like, that's nothing, and I'm like, nah, it's a mission for us.
Yeah. I mean, I lived in Sydney for 6 months. I did like a semester of uni there. And their concept of around the corner is the same as Americans. Like 3 hour, 4 hour drive is like just a casual thing for them, which is crazy to us. But London has its added problems with like charges, congestion, and parking and wherever. So
and trains are expensive.
I don't know what's going on in the UK with trains, but there's never been a scenario where a flight is not more convenient than a train right now.
Which is bad.
It's terrible. You wouldn't. You'd hope it wasn't like that, but it is. It is, and with Offspring especially. Because it's like London only collection for most of the hype sneakers, I've really got to pick and choose. So the last time I went was the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 4s.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely shoe. But then when you think about it, the fuel you paid, and then the parking you paid, and then you probably go get some food to eat and then come back home. You're almost paying resale, really.
So you might as well just...
I might as well just stay at home and let StockX sort it out for me. But that is the struggles of living in Stoke and living outside London that a lot of people maybe don't appreciate or realise. And since we did mention Supreme and Palace real quick, I think I've got a question for you regarding streetwear, which is your favourite single streetwear item that you own. Now, I know I've not asked you an easy question. I know it's difficult. So, have you got anything to show me? Anything for me?
Yes.
Okay, good start.
I think we may have to get some B-roll after.
Okay, so, yeah, we will.
My favourite item of streetwear that I've got is I've got the Palace Wedgwood skateboard deck.
Okay.
And I've got the plate set that goes with it. So that's kind of a sentimental thing as well, because my girlfriend's dad works at Wedgwood. So he helped work on the collection, and apparently there was less than 100 of them decks made.
The actual skate decks?
Yeah.
No way.
So it was super limited, and then for Palace to be such a big brand in the streetwear scene, and then Wedgwood being so like literally like it's 5-10 minutes from where I live.
Yeah. So Wedgwood is essentially, would you say pottery?
Pottery, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like they started out as a pottery brand or company from Stoke, isn't it? Basically from the heart, and they grew and they sell it. Obviously, Stoke is known for its pottery. It was at one point selling pottery related items like plates and different. Oh well, what would you class as pottery then?
Ceramic cups.
Yeah,
glasses.
ceramic cups, mugs, all that kind of stuff around the world. It was actually a huge thing, and some of the glory days of Stoke that is. So Wedgwood is the core, and Stoke owes a lot to Wedgwood around bringing in people for work and bringing in infrastructure and community. And Palace are London based. They've got other stores now around the world, and they're a skate store, streetwear store, and yeah, when was that collab then? Now, how long's it been?
I think it was last year. Yeah, because it was just when I'd just moved in here. So
yeah, because I remember seeing the pictures, and I think I tried to enter for some. I can't remember what it was now, but yeah, I think that's a pretty good answer. Something close to home, and then you got the Palace as well. So yeah, that's really cool.
I'd say that's the thing that stands out the most. I think.
What was the plate set?
I don't know where it is. Which is bad. It's somewhere in the house. Yeah. But it was like a really like circular like plate, like a dinner plate. Yeah. Really like intricate like design on it. It's like such high quality craftsmanship. Yeah. Yeah, it's just an amazing piece, like something that you just know that you just keep like forever.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to catch that B-roll. And where is it, in the other room or something?
Yeah, it's up on the wall in my office.
Oh, you got it hung up as well?
Yeah.
That'll be sick then, I'll record that. Well, as we spoke, I assume I got the editing ability to have that in.
Insert clip here.
Yeah, so that would be nice. I think, I mean, there's nothing more personal than a company like Wedgwood and then collaborating with streetwear, which is something you love. So we'll go back to shoes now.
Yeah.
I know the Liverpool 95s released this year, but I want to know what your favourite pickup of this year is, if you could exclude them. We're sticking to this year. And I've seen online, because you do post on your personal, Ryan, what is it, Espo Crespo? So I know that you've been picking up plenty. Again, I'm not asking an easy question.
No, you've not. I'm going to go with something just because I think a lot of shoes I get, they end up sitting here because I don't want to wear them.
Okay.
Because I don't want to mess them up.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But if I was going to go for a pair that I've already wore a lot, and I think this year it's probably been my favourite.
Ooh.
Oh, you want to have that one?
Oh, yeah.
So these are the Asics APC Kayano 14.
Okay, can you explain to us what APC are? What is?
APC is a French sort of, I'd say, luxury brand. I think
similar to Jown, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say they're like a luxury basics brand. Semi-affordable, like they're not in like a Dior, Prada sort of level, but they're not cheap. And Kanye did a few collabs with them in the past on jeans, probably about 10 years ago too.
Okay, they're very nice, super clean colorway, by the way.
And I think it's just that. Like I think Asics and Kayanos especially are just so comfy, and I think. For me, that's probably one of the main things. Like, I've got a lot of high top Jordans, but I find myself with like high shoes that if I can't just slip them on,
it becomes a bit of a task, doesn't it? Yeah.
Whereas with these, they're like I took them on holiday when I went to Ibiza. I took them to New York. That they're just.
Well, if you find yourself wearing the shoe a lot, then obviously, like you said, like you must love it. You must enjoy it. So
yeah, exactly that. And I think you can't get really a comfier silhouette than these. The kind of that sort of mix between like a runner and a like a leisure wear shoe.
Yeah, because they look good and they feel good, and that's a very rare mix to get. And I think with a lot of sneakers, like you mentioned, certain Jordan 1s or wherever, you might lose out on that comfort aspect. So if you've got a pair that you manage to wear as well, then like that's a credit, and that's a great thing. So I think these are very nice. Yeah, I mean, there was the Magneto Gel Kayanos, there was an X-Men collab with Asics, and I wanted to pick them up as well, but I entered on Kith. Didn't get them, but if I did, I think they're very similar color blocking to these. I'd probably be wearing them as well a lot.
And I think it is like that because they're white, easy to wear. Like you say, they kind of go with anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I've tried to gravitate towards, and probably a change in. I mean, I think there's been a definite change in like the sneaker space in general as a shift away
Definitely.
from Nike, whereas maybe peak COVID times when we did our podcast, that probably the vast majority of that list, the top 10 list, we probably would have said 2 or 3 years ago would have been all Nike or Jordan.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
now I think
Asics sneaking, New Balance sneaking, and you've got Saucony that are doing really well.
and that's probably another pair that.
Oh, let's have a look at it since
Since we're talking about it, another pair from this year that.
Because Saucony, I mean, people appreciate certain collabs, but I feel like they're not spoken about enough. Oh, mate, these look so nice.
So these are.
I seen online. That's the closest I got to these. Flipping hell, they actually put a lot of work into this, haven't they?
So yeah, these are the Foot Patrol collab, and I remember the first leak images dropping on like Twitter at the end of last year, and
These are sick.
And then when these come out, I was like, you know what? I don't think I've got any other pairs at the minute. I think I had a pair and I sold them.
Yeah.
But yeah, these I just crazy, like the colorways, the material.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing patent at the top, and then you've got plastic pieces and mesh and leather and rubber and the color blocking. I think the color palette's really nice on these.
It's unique in
It's a
it.
great
Like,
looking pair.
I think if you said you'd got a brown and blue shoe, would it work? You'd probably think
Top of your head, maybe not.
not. But
Yeah, no, you know what it is? I think when J-Tip started the revival of Saucony, because it was a colourful bowl sneaker but it still worked, I think Foot Patrol was smart to play into that still and go for another colourful sneaker and play it in a way that it all sort of works together.
I think retailers having their own shoes at the minute is doing wonders, really, because like I know End consistently kill it, like their collab, which with the
Where are we going?
the Mizuno, that's my mind went blank. The
Yeah.
Mizuno they've done recently, that was really good, and they've got endless lists of collabs with them. But like, see size pairs, Foot Patrol pairs,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, really nice.
No, this is a top tier pair actually. When did this release then? Was this
Early this year?
It was early this year, wasn't it? Yeah, the Pro Grid Omni 9, it's a solid silhouette anyway, and I do wish there was a bit more appreciation towards Saucony, especially given Asics and New Balance and other companies are getting that limelight, and Salomon even. So, I mean, keep your eyes out for this brand if you haven't already, because I think they are growing, and I think they are building a community, and they're doing really well. And I'm personally a fan of Saucony. So, I was going to ask you as my next question, what do you think is the most underrated piece in your collection as well? But because you've mentioned this, I'm going to ask you a slightly different question, as in
Go on.
the most underrated release we've had this year. So you don't necessarily have to have it on you, but a sneaker that you've seen, or maybe you do have it on you, that you think, I wish that got more appreciation, or I wish people rocked it more, or... Again, I'm not asking you the easiest questions, but...
You know what? Like, I can't remember when these dropped. I can't remember if it was...
Let's have a look at them.
I can't remember if it was this year or the end of last year.
Well, the box is pretty cool. Got that wooden vibe to it.
But if these were this year, I think this could be up there with my sneaker of the year.
Really?
But I'll have to just date check them. But these are a collab, Asics and Earl's collection from Australia.
Ooh.
Now...
Oh, look at that.
I think there's something that
Grab
just
that one off here.
flew under the radar a little bit.
I'll be honest, I never heard or seen it. In fact, what's Earl's? I've never even heard of Earl's.
Earl's collection is Australian, New Zealand-ish.
Yeah.
Well, Louis, the founder, is from New Zealand. He used to be a professional rugby player.
Okay. For New Zealand.
For New Zealand, yeah.
Okay.
And then founded Earl's collection, I believe, in Australia. The name ties to his family and his father and grandfather. So there's a real good story if you want to check out Earl's around the design language, where he got the ideas from, and the name for the brand in general. But like, it's just
These are a very nice looking sneaker. I mean, you've got soft suede, and then you've got like a woven. It's mesh, but it's like a woven material, isn't it? This is a really cool shoe. And what A6 model is this?
Good question.
You see on there? The GT 2160.
So mate, not probably. Well, I think they've had a few GR releases of the 2160
Yeah.
that have been quite popular, but I think it's just something because it's not a your Travis Scott, it's not your big name.
It didn't get the
attention it probably deserved. But I mean, I've got a few other pairs we might talk about as well. That from what's happening down under, there's a lot of brands and collaborators. There's a couple that I've just picked up of these as well. So these are the Temptation.
You got a lot of Asics,
A lot of Asics
sneaking in. Comfort wise, because I assume you've wore these at least once.
Yeah,
comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
I think that's why, like, if you look at the kind of shoes that we're going, I kind of gravitate towards to are easy to get on.
Comfortability is definitely a top thing. Yeah,
comfortable, and they're almost like runners, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, but in a bit more of a stylish manner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look. Well, actually, before I ask, the other question I had was a sneaker with an interesting personal backstory. Now, that is something personal to you, not the story of the shoe itself. I don't know if you accidentally gone over it or if it's that one. So I thought I'd just throw that question out real quick.
Tell you what, let me pull this one and
we'll go back to that question.
We'll go back to that question along with, I think these two. So,
well, pop that one out there. Let's have a look at what you're on. What's it called? The Vacation Company.
Yeah. So
is this down under again?
Down under. So that's why it probably means something personal to me. So like I've always loved Australia since I was a kid. Like,
have you got family? Have you visited or?
No, I really want to, and I think it's from being a big fan of Steve Irwin when I was growing up. So like
definitely.
And then I always loved animals when I was a kid. So it was like you gravitate towards him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's one of the reasons I had an interest in like environmental like impacts of the world and what else. I have a degree in environmental science as well, and he is actually one of the reasons why I got interested into that aspect of the world, animal protection, conservation in the first place.
Yeah, same.
So that's an interest. That's actually very good. That is. And then you said that the Vacation Company are another Australian brand.
Yeah. So like a combination of like Steve Irwin, and I think you'll have seen when I come in. I love marine fish. So
yeah.
Great Barrier Reef. Play cricket.
Aussies
England Australia rivalry.
Ashes,
so it's always been a thing that I've always liked Australia, and there's a couple of Earls Australia-ish based brand, Temptation Vacation, another Australian based brand. So these come out about less than a month ago, I think. So
is it? I get another shoe that I would have completely missed. I would never have heard of if you didn't mention it.
So I think these
the Vacation Company. So what are they? Are they streetwear brand?
Yeah, streetwear lifestyle brand. I think.
Yeah.
Mainly, I think they do a lot of women's wear stuff as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I think Grace is the founder of the brand, but like I think Asics must just for me look really tapped into the Australian market for like.
Well, yeah, you've shown
for smaller brands, and again these are like a colourway that I think easy to wear, like earthy tones.
Yeah, it's like olive and khaki with the white cream. And I like the zip here. I like they've gone for a bit of a what's it called? Ziplocs.
Ziploc, yeah.
That's a really cool looking shoe actually, yeah. And they've not skimped out with material quality because the suede is nice and the leather is nice. And again, yeah, it's a bit different to the other ones, but this is a lovely colorway and it's a lovely looking sneaker. What it was Gel DS Trainer 14. That's one of the problems with Asics, I think. They have clunky names sometimes.
And they all kind of look similar because if you look at...
They do. You know, when you're just looking at... You know, if you haven't looked at them a lot, they kind of look very similar to each other. But to be fair, I think we don't realise it, but a lot of Air Maxes and even Jordan silhouettes have that same problem. And even Dunks, because I know people that, especially early on, they couldn't differentiate an Air Force One and a Dunk, like a triple white or a black and white, which to us sounds dead easy to differentiate, but... To people that might not stare at them all the time, it's actually it's hot. Like a Jordan 4s and Jordan 5s is another one. people that don't stare at them as often as we
Really?
will or other sneakerheads, they have a tough time. And maybe because I haven't got that many Asics of my own, these are differentiated pretty well. But some of the other ones, they looking awfully similar.
Yeah. Like, and even sometimes, like, I get even mixed up between Asics and New Balance sometimes because I'm like, I'm thinking of the brand. I'm like, especially with like the collabs, and I'm like, was that an Asics or was that a New Balance collab?
Yeah. And they've got a similar vibe, haven't they, about them with the way they create their silhouettes. But this is another lovely one. I think I'm gonna have to look into these Australian brands
100%.
they're doing some stuff here.
And then
So this is the story pair, is it?
this, yeah. So like probably this is the one that's the most out there. And this is from a store based in Sydney called Up There.
Up there.
Up There, yeah. So
Okay.
Up There is a streetwear store. I think they've only got it in Sydney, but they are really out there in terms of like these are 860 V2.
860 V2. Again, New Balance might have a similar problem with their naming conventions. 990 V1, 990 V2, 860, 540. We've got to find a bit more palatable names for them, but the silhouette is lovely. And that colourway is really nice.
I think these were super limited. That they had another colourway. I can't remember what colour. I can't remember what colour it was that was dropped before this. And if you only got access to this if you entered for the previous pair and didn't win.
Oh, okay. Like a sort of, here you go, mate. Since you weren't fortunate, you can have these.
Yeah. So
do you remember what other colour the other colour was?
I can't. This is one we might have to follow up into picture. But I think there was a green like a lime green pair. I want to say I could be wrong. Don't quote me. But
this is still a lovely colourway. I mean, it's like a glittery pink. And then got like strong blue. Some of it feels neon blue with the way the colours are popping. Again, you've got about 1-2 months of summer. If you ever do, well, have you worn these before?
Once, yeah.
I'd say get them in now.
Yeah,
because this might be a headache in the winter.
But I think that's why when some of the special to me, I think it's just because it's so hard to get, and like as you can probably see, I probably like the niche sort of underground, smaller brand shoes.
But that's good. That's healthy, I think, as well. It shows that you're not just like a hype affiliated, and you're not just FOMO worried and whatever.
Yeah.
If you can actually pick sneakers out that are personal to you, that you like, that something that isn't necessarily popular, then it means you're actually buying a shoe for yourself. Like
exactly.
It's not just for Instagram clout or whatever, which is a bit of a problem in the community. But I mean, these are lovely. These are a great looking shoe.
And I think that's what it's like. I think for any collector, it's like having that stuff that's a bit unique, oh, no one, everyone wants that. Well, no one else has got these, and I think these are one of them pairs that they're like a if you know you know kind of pair.
Could you hazard a guess at the stock numbers?
Can't be a lot. There can't be a lot. Like I say, they didn't release anywhere other than that raffle. So I imagine probably sub a couple thousand pairs, maybe.
Wow. And was it Up There?
Up There, yeah.
All right. Well, shout out to Up There, because you seem to be making some pretty solid stuff and limited stuff at that. But I think it's nice. I think there's a beauty to limited sneakers, because it then gives people the opportunity to, if you've missed out, you leave it and you can find something else that you maybe can win. And when it's not ridiculously hyped and bots are entering and whatever, I think it helps with the community and the versatility within people's collections a bit.
Yeah.
So this is a great looking sneaker. I think all of your shoes have got a lot of personality to them so far. And Asics sponsor them. What are you waiting for? Sort the guy out.
Any free pairs, like I'm all over that.
But yeah, so we've got your story part out of the way. Now I want to do a little, very small segment.
Yeah.
It's called, well, first I'll ask, do you vape at all? Do you own a vape?
No.
No? Okay, this might be a bit tricky for you then. So the name of the game is Vape Flavour or Sneaker Colourway. So I'm gonna say 5 names.
Okay.
Right? You have to guess, did I say the colourway of a sneaker, or have I said the flavour of a vape?
Might be challenging because with not vaping.
Well,
you got to test with sneaker knowledge, and hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah. So nice that you're not vaping. That's good, but it might not help you for this game. So the first name is Wild Grape. Now, is that a sneaker colourway or is that a vape flavour? Toss up in the air at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go vape.
It was actually the Air Max TL
Oh.
2.5. It's either just released or releasing soon in the Wild Grape colourway. So, one down, four to go.
This is gonna be 5-0. I'm on nil.
Now, next one. Triple Mango. Triple Mango.
Vape.
Bang on, mate. That is a vape. 1 for 1. Yes, Triple Mango is a vape flavour. I made sure to look online just to make sure there was no overlap. Couldn't find a Triple Mango colourway. If there's something out there, let me know. Next one. Gummy Bear. What are we thinking with Gummy Bear? Now, we know gummy bears are definitely a food.
Sneaker.
It's actually a vape flavour gummy bear is. So, unfortunately, I think there was one small collaboration of gummy bear with a shoe, but the colourways weren't gummy bear.
I was thinking it could be like Crocs or something.
Well, yeah, the Crocs are fun like that. They do have a lot of interesting collabs. But for this one, that was actually a vape flavour. What are you at? 2-1, you're losing. Well, let's see you get an equaliser with the fourth one. Semi-frozen yellow. What are we thinking about that?
I'm thinking that's a Jordan. I'm going to go sneakers.
The answer, correct, it is sneakers, but it's not Jordan. So Adidas, for some reason, have this colourway called semi-frozen yellow, and they've used it on a ton of different silhouettes. And when I looked at it, I was thinking, what a weird use that is for... But Jordan have got a few frozen colourways. They have got a few frozen colourways. So, yeah, 2-2 here. And can you win?
In the 90th minute.
90th minute. The question in number 5 is blueberry. That's it. Just blueberry.
Could I say both?
That's the answer, actually, yeah. Well in, mate. That's really good. Yeah, so you've got blueberry Jordan 12s, you've got blueberry Dunks, blueberry Air Max 97s, and for any vape.
It's got to be a vape.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you win there. Well done, 3-2.
Take it. Off a rocky start, but we'll take it.
Yeah, if anybody else, if I host you guys, want to join and have a vape or sneaker colourway contest of your own, let me know. But congratulations, you won that. And whilst we were just here, if there is anybody that does want to join or want to be part of the show, send me a message. At the moment, I'm trying to stay within a 2-hour radius because travelling is a bit long. But even if you're from London or wherever, I've got some people already scheduled. Let me know. I've got people in Nottingham scheduled and Huddersfield scheduled. So it's all about just slowly breaking out. Luckily, with you, I'm just in Stoke.
Convenient.
It's very convenient. And you know your stuff, which is good, so that I can have a good conversation with you. Might not know much about vapes, but that's probably for the best.
That's fine. Health and wealth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
exactly.
Wealth, maybe
well, this is wealth. This is wealth to us. And yeah, so if you're interested, send me a DM, send me a text, however you want to contact me, go ahead. Hopefully I can have you on the show eventually. Moving on to the next segment. It's more about community and more about hot takes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And starting off, I want to ask you a shoe that you think is released recently that you think is maybe veering towards overrated. Now, not a pair in your collection, unless you've got one that you think is, but just a shoe that you've seen this year and you're thinking, why is it getting the love it's getting? I don't really think that deserves whatever it is.
It's going to be one that's going to cause maybe a few, but I don't like the Cortez collabs.
Ooh, okay.
I had a pair and I sold them.
Which colourway?
What's the yellow one called?
The honey black.
Honey black, yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your qualm? What's your problem with these Cortez collabs? These Air Max 95s?
You know what? I think it might just be an age thing, and I think I feel like Cortez is maybe a bit of a younger, like, teenager.
I think it does aim towards a younger demographic a bit more,
and I think that's what it might be. That I just couldn't. That's why I sold them. Is that I was like, when I got them, I was like, I just can't see me wearing them. And like what Clint does with the brand and Cortez marketing, like absolutely smash it. But just for me, I
If you
don't know.
don't feel like it resonates
It's-
with you beyond anything other than a colourway.
And I think that's what it is that I just looked at him and thought, it just isn't one for me. Like, it just isn't one for me. And I think there's a lot of like some people. I think with any sneakers, it's a love-hate thing, isn't it? You either really like them or you don't. And for me, those were ones where I was just like, you know what?
They're just all right.
Just all right. Just not for me.
Well, no, I can respect that because it goes to what we were talking about before. Like, people get FOMO of wanting to get that certain sneaker that's hyped, and you've just shown again, like, that is a hype sneaker that people want. People want to have, on foot in their collection. But if it's just something that isn't for you, it isn't for you. I mean, fair play. And I do think you might ruffle a few feathers. Yeah, you're right, because people do quite like the Cortez collabs in general.
Yeah, maybe it's just me getting old, and if it is, then it's fine. But
no, it's a fair opinion. It's a fair shout. I mean, Cortez are fairly new as well, so to just jump straight into Nike, it's impressive.
Yeah, 100%.
To have a Nike collaboration, but also that whole story and building and like having a connection, especially with myself or you, it's not really there. It's still a bit new.
Yeah, and you could understand maybe like if like we were just getting into sneakers, like if we were like 16, 17, 18, and you see what Clint's doing with Cortez, you could probably be like, oh, this is
you
it.
Can respect
this is the one. But like maybe we're just outside that age bracket now that maybe it just doesn't resonate with me, and that's fine. Different ages, different things for different people, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you mentioned age, and you said you've been in the game for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're pretty on it when it comes to streetwear brands, and I want to go back to streetwear.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask, what is a streetwear brand that you think is a bit too low key right now and deserves more recognition? It deserves a bit more love. Maybe it's mid and it should be on a high tier, or it's like a proper low key brand that you wish was higher, or any brands you can think of that deserve some attention.
It's a tough. That is a tough question.
It is a bit tough, but I feel like fewer people are more equipped to answer that than you, because you've worked with and you've had packages sent from smaller companies or smaller brands.
You know what?
And in fact, I can see Dime here. Dime's a lovely one.
Dime,
But I think they've grown now a bit, so...
Yeah, there's a lot... I mean, there's a lot of people that, like, that I've done the podcast with that have got, brands like Mono Studio, like Solace, like Bear. I'd hate to miss anyone out, but there's a lot of small brands in the UK doing good things.
Yeah.
And I think after having brands like Cole Buxton and Represent that are like on that next level, I think they've kind of set like a bar of like, when you get into streetwear now, you expect quality. And I think people are more aware now of like what makes a quality t-shirt or what makes a good heavyweight hoodie, whereas maybe like 10 years ago you could have slapped a logo on anything and we'd have been like,
we'll run with it.
We'll run with it. So there's a lot of small brands, and if you check out my blog, you'll see I repost a lot of them that are doing good things, and like I think that bar's been set now that like consumers and people like ourselves,
we expect the quality now, don't we?
Yeah, and I think like small brands now, you can't get away with just throwing a logo on a Gildan t-shirt and
absolutely
thinking it'll run, because it won't.
You've got to have a process now. You've got to have effort into your brand, which you might not have needed a few years ago. And the ones you mentioned, are these pretty creative, pretty good brands then, is it?
Yeah, pretty creative, pretty doing different things. So Mono are really good. Blanks, Solace are based in Manchester. I've got an event. I'm going with them on Thursday.
Oh, do they have a store in Manchester as well? Or?
No, it's just a pop up. The first pop up. They do. I've got a few tees from them. They do really good graphic tees. Bear, based in Glasgow. Really good, high quality t-shirts, caps, like really good stuff.
No. I'm glad I asked you this question, because I think you're putting a lot of people on as well, because not everyone wants to wear generic brands, and if you're picking out specific good quality brands for people to have a look at, then hopefully they go find themselves down a rabbit hole ordering some t-shirts, ordering some caps.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. That was a good answer. You've given us a few brands to look at there. I'm going to look at probably some myself, I'm not going to lie. And then as we wrap up today's segment, well, the rest of the show. If people could take away one thing from your collection, if the viewers could take away one thing from your collection, what would it be? I think we might have spoke about it already a little bit, but
I think definitely what you say is like, I think I've definitely in the past been like really buying into the hype, but then I've tried being the key word to steer away from stuff that I buy and just can't see me wearing.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
like over COVID, because like resell. It was like I was reselling shoes over COVID just because
Yeah.
it was the game went crazy and
It
it
did.
was
Exploded.
sitting at home on my laptop at work all day. I can just enter all the raffles
Yeah.
that I want.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of that is like I say, and I think probably the main call out for me would be Jordans. Like I've got a few, and like the SB4s.
Oh yeah.
They're a pair that like I really really liked, and I wish I had. Well,
Which one is this? The navies.
the navy, yeah.
Ah,
So I wanted the pine green colourway,
yeah.
but
I mean, these are still a pretty good alternative to the pine greens. I agree. I think the pine green is nicer.
yeah.
But still, I mean, they're still a lovely sneaker. They don't I don't know why Nike SB and Jordan 4 did a collab or looked into working with each other, but they did, and they did a lovely job as well, I think.
Yeah, and I think like these I could see me wearing with like cargos or baggy trousers over the top.
Definitely.
But like there's a lot of like I've got a pair of the reimagined ones.
That's one of my favourite pairs in a long time, by the way.
The reimagined fours,
The breads.
breads.
Yes, I got them at home as well. They're a lovely pair. I think leather on the overlays was a great shout.
But again, with both of them, I can't see me wearing them.
How come?
I don't know. Like I think with the ones, I think it was getting them was just because of the Chicago ones
Yeah.
and the story behind them with the Jordan brand and Jordan.
Yeah. The storytelling of the Lost and Found Jordan 1s is like some of the best storytelling we've got. And then they go around with how they made the shoe and the construction and the box. And yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
And I think it's that. And then the fours, I don't know. I just, maybe it's one of them ones where, and this happens a lot. And I think this is what I've tried to get out of, where they look great on pictures. They look great when you've got them. But if they don't suit like what you wear,
Yeah.
like,
I understand that a lot.
like these pairs suit what I.
They work
like,
with
what
your outfits,
fits.
don't they? Yeah.
But like even these are a bit of a stretch, I'd say, to be honest. But I just really liked them, and I think that's probably the biggest takeaway is like, and it's something I've learnt in clothes as well, is like, it's okay for stuff to not look good on you, because like
there'll be something else out there that's for you, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly, and not like some stuff that suits some people doesn't suit like your body type, or it doesn't look right on you, and like I'd say that's okay, because you can find the things that do.
Yeah, no, I agree, definitely.
But yeah, like that.
And just to say, the SB4 model, they did put comfort in mind a bit more with other Jordan 4s. I don't know if you've worn any of the SB4s yet.
Once I've worn these once.
And I feel like compared to some of the other Jordan 4s I've got, like the Motorsports, they definitely are more comfortable. And the Nigel Sylvesters and the reimagined breads have took the shape of the SB. So they have helped or tried to work on their comfortability a bit. So just always keep that in mind if you do want to wear them. They won't be as uncomfortable as others. But if we compare them to like the Sauconys and the Pro Grids, and A6 and whatever, it's hard. It's hard to put them on the same comfort level, isn't it?
It's just so much easier to slide them on than it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. Can't lie there. You bang on. But yeah, these are nice. They are nice. I can't lie. And your 4s and your 1s.
They're definitely just going to be sat there. They're going to be sat there.
Get them in a display unit or something. I don't mind the reimagined pack that they've done. Even the white cements, I've got the white cements as well. I don't really know why they call them reimagined. It's just like the sole is aged. That's about it, really. And the box might be a bit different. But again, nice, solid pair. I think I'd prefer Jordan 3s over Jordan 4s. But that might change with the seasons as well, because it's hard to pit them with each other.
I think what I'm looking forward to later in this year, the SB collab with the 95s, the Costons.
Yeah, I've seen. What was it, like a dark blue and yellow? Is it? Is that the colour? It's like got a hairy suede, isn't it?
Yeah. Are they bit of pink, I want to say. Are they pink?
I can't remember properly.
But-
I'll try and whack an image up anyway.
But I've seen a couple of leaked images of the custom pairs, and I was like,
They're very
they're
nice.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are. And then there's like an Air Max. Sorry, there's like a Nike SB Neon 95 as well, isn't there, coming? Which seems a bit weird. I don't really know what or why.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll check them out. I'll look at them. I don't know if it's something I'd want to keep. It seems.
Do you think it's Nike running out of ideas?
Well, isn't that an interesting question?
That's a cliffhanger to leave on.
That is something for you guys to have in the comments, maybe. Because if you're willing to bring back, was it what's his name, Tom Sachs, after what he had done?
Sketchy, like, and then what they re-released the Wu-Tangs.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And the Undefeated Fours are coming out this year. And
that I can live with because I want them, but
but still, it's the reopening of the whole vault concept, isn't it?
I think both of them is like they should have just left them. And like when I first got into sneakers, and like I used to live in LA for a bit, Diamond was massive.
Yeah.
So like if they redid the Diamond Dunks, I'd be like
The Tiffany. Yeah.
That I think that would be the final like nail in the coffin of like we've run out of ideas. We're bringing back the Diamond Dunk.
I mean, if you're refusing to get rid of your creators for iffy, questionable things, if you're just relying solely on nostalgia for innovation, then yeah, what does that say about the company? I don't know. And if you're leaving gaps in the market for New Balance and Saucony and Asics to fill that you previously want to have, I mean, that might be its own podcast. It might be its own show, that. But no, you definitely raised something good. And on that bombshell, I think I'm happy to end today's show. I just want you to do your outro. I want you to give where can people find you and where can they let you know about their about your hot takes and whatever.
Yeah, so like if you want to grill me about my dislike for Cortez, then you can follow me on all socials as Espo Crespo. TikTok coming back soon, hopefully. And then also, if you go on my bio, Bloc Devoir, so that's my blog, and then you can also find our podcast on YouTube as well that we did a couple of years ago. But yeah, big thanks for having me on. Really enjoyed it.
No worries. Well, it's been a pleasure, and you really gave some insight today, and it's good that you know your stuff, and I'm really glad I got you on. But I mean, this has been the Highlight Reeler, and I have been Restock Reeler, and just like Espo Crespo here, keep it real.